Professor Liu is going to introduce the concept of array list. Array list manage a sequence of objects, but this is a dynamic array, and we can say it's a flexible array. It can grow and shrink as needed. So there are many methods for common uses, such as insert and removing elements. ArrayList is a generic class, so it's collect object of parameter t. So you don't use square bracket. You are going to use angle bracket. So for example, ArrayList string name, you are going to use new ArrayList string and left and right parentheses. So you need to remember that. And you want to, so right now here is the empty string. So you can add Emily, add Bob, add Cindy. So now you have three items right now, three elements. You're going to use a get method to obtain the value. Okay, so the second method will be 1. The first method will be, the first element will be 0. Second element will be 1. The third element will be 2. Okay, and we can also use set. Beside add, we can set. So you already have value and you want to set a new value. So I already have Emily, Bob, and Cindy. But I'm going to set 2 to Jose. So Emily, Bob, and Cindy will become Emily, Bob, and Jose. Okay, and you can also remove. Okay, Emily, Bob, and Cindy, Caroline, and you're going to add. You said so Emily, Bob, Cindy. The third one change to Caroline, so it'll be Emily, Bob, Caroline. All right, then you're going to add Anne. Right, then you can also remove the second element. All right, so we are going to because we're going to use for loop. So what we do is we can also use the enhansive for loop for array list, like array. So same thing, string name, colon, and that's your array names. Okay, and you print. All right, you can copy the entire array too. All right, so array list friends equal names. All right, so friends equal new array names. Okay, so you can do that way. And this is an overview of array list method. One more time, we already talked about them, but we just review them one more time. And we are going to take a look at array list example. Okay. Now we use this largest this program will read a sequence of value and print it. Mark the largest value. We learned this from the first section already, but now we are going to change this by array list. So you are going to the value array list and double. Remember, this is an angle bracket. It's not a square bracket. New array list and double. Okay, so the rest of them are the same. We prompt the user to enter value and queue to quit. And as long as we have a next double, we continue to read. But now a different thing is this. We're going to get number and we are going to value.get. Okay, the first one. We set the first one to be a largest one. Then we are going to use a for loop right there. Okay, and so starting from 1, the first one already become the largest. So next one and value dot size. Okay, this is not length. Okay, so your array list size is dot size. You use dot get greater than that. Okay, and same thing, we want to use this called enhansive for loop for elements inside this arrays list array. This is our array list. Okay, then we're going to print array. if the element is the largest one, and we're going to mark largest value. All right, so this is a similar program. We saw this before. Now we are going to run it. We are going to replace by ArrayList. Okay, so the program will be like this right now. All right, so I enter some number right here, then and 10, 20, 50, 4, then the largest is the 4. So this is the same program we learned it in the previous section, but right now we use ArrayList to solve the same problem with ArrayList. Okay, now let's see. When are we going to use array? When are we going to use ArrayList? For most programming tasks, ArrayList is easier than array because it's flexible. It can allow you to grow and shrink. All right, but array is nice and easy to access for the beginner. So here are some recommendations to choose. If the size of a collection never change, use an array. Okay, always, some certain thing. United States have how many states, or if anything is exactly a fixed data, use array. Doesn't matter. If you collect a large sequence of primitive data value and you are concerned about efficiency, and you still use an array. Otherwise, everything else ArrayList. All right. I hope you like this video.